Sean, penalty decision came at a big moment in that game. What are your thoughts on it?
It did. They're still a top side, and I thought we did well. In the once the game settled, I thought they started well. They had a couple of good chances. Jordan made a couple of good saves. Once we sort of got the grips of it, I thought we finished strong the first half tactically, scored a goal. Man City, they operate in different ways. Second half, they played a lot longer, a lot more straight balls, turned us round and asked more questions about that. We didn't deal with that as well. They score. Details were not right in the first goal. And then the penalty, do you know what? I have no clue. I don't think anyone does. We had a Zoom call early a couple of months ago. All of the managers were going, it's a farce. No one knows why they're giving penalties and what is and what isn't. The rules will state this, which is why they gave it tonight. The linesperson gives it, it's a bit of an anomaly for me, 50 yards away on Saturday. We saw a linesperson give nothing, 12 yards away. I don't know what that's all about. But anyway, that was the case. And then they've got the letters of the law, so it's not actually the referee's fault in a way, because the law states. But we can all see that is that deliberate? Of course it's not. The ball's moving. I mean, these players hit the ball so fast, so hard now. I don't even know where you're meant to put your hands. I really don't. I think so. If you're slinging yourself to block a shot, and even that thing, anyone thinks weird when defenders will run out with their hands behind their back and all that. It's bizarre. But the law makers are making all these mad rules. I don't know why they don't leave the game alone sometimes, but they won't. We keep hearing about IFAB, no one heard of them until a couple of years ago. Now it seems every decision is run through them. Who knows? But all managers are frustrated with it. Maybe the referees are as well. They're administering of it. The players are definitely frustrated, and I think it's a big one that goes against us tonight. And then we can't get a decision, obviously, on the VAR, and we haven't had many. Don't think we've had a penalty this season either. Go figure.
How frustrated are you? Two good performances undermined by two very controversial decisions when you look at Spurs.
Different performances. I thought we were excellent at Spurs, I do think that was a decision that went against us. I spoke fairly, openly. We will maybe not give it a fair one, but openly. Tonight they're still a very good side. They're hard. They stay calm. They stay controlled. That's why they win so much, of course. They've been down in other games. People make a lot of their recent form and all the rest of it. I didn't, as you know. They're still a top side, and they do what top sides do, and that's why they win things. They stay calm and controlled. They operate in different ways. They ask questions. And we just had that little spell where we didn't quite deal with it with the basics. You have to come through them spells like we did in the first half. The first 15 minutes, the second half, you have to come through that, stay focused, do all the details, do all the right things in both boxes. Beyond that, the mentality was still excellent. We are stretched, and we've asked a lot of Andre tonight. We've asked Beto to come in, who hasn't played as much football, to try and utilise the squad the best we can. And we have a brilliant chance, to go back into the game with Dom. Doesn't go our way, and you never know after that. And the third one kills the game because we're actually getting a feel back of the game. And unfortunately, that one goes against us. And then, they're a hard side to come back against from there.
And can I just ask what the latest on Idrissa Gueye is?
Just calf injury, so we're waiting on that to settle.
Any idea how serious at the moment? Or?
No, it's just a settling period at the moment.
Hi, Sean. What do you say to the players after a performance like that and the way the game went?
They're just similar to what I've just said to you. It's tactically very good first half. They did breaks a couple of times. We just didn't start as cleanly and as clearly second half. They operated in a different way by playing loads of longer balls, diags, and playing it behind us. We didn't quite respond to that with the ball. And then a very good reaction, when we changed the shape a little bit, we are a bit stretched. I thought it was a very good reaction, big chance to get back in it. But inevitably, both boxes, which we've been very good at, a little bit soft on Saturday, although, I think decision went against us to go and get something from the game. But tonight, the details in both boxes weren't quite as clear as they have been recently. And against guys like this, it's very difficult if you don't get them both right, both ends of the pitch.
You spoke there about trying to freshen the team up a bit today. How challenging is it to then try and do the same again when you've got an opponent in, 3 days' time? Yeah,
but that's the challenge. It's simple as that. We're trying to get bodies back fit. Obviously, it's not so easy when the games are coming thick and fast. The fixture schedule is a strange one. When you look at January, we've got hardly a game, and then we've had all these. But that equally, it's a fact. I always speak with the players. I go, that's it. That's where it's at. So we're dusting down, get in tomorrow, and get ready to go again.
Hi, Sean. If that penalty has been given, why did the ref initially give it as a corner, do you think? Why did it not go to the
because as a team, they felt they got the decision right, regardless of who gave what. So, like I say, once they administrate the rule and say the rule says that, then everyone agrees, and it's irrelevant really who gave it them, because they've agreed that the rule states what it states, and therefore they've administered the rule.
Mark Clattenburg's been on the telly saying the decision was right, but the law is wrong. That needs changing.
It's fair, yeah. I think we all feel that. We can't quite decipher what is. The only thing that worries me about the rules now, it used to be the referees' experience levels, their interpretation of using the rules. Now it's like everyone just goes, no, the rule is that, and that's it, end of story. And I think if the rules used from their experience and understanding of football, and that's where the rule has to have this kind of flexibility, because that's not, I just can't. How do you define something like that? You're going into crystal ball mode. I'll tell you one thing, if he deliberately did that, he must be some keeper, Emma. Because I'll tell you, his reactions are, cat-like, you know what I mean? Never seen anything like it if he deliberately handballed that. What a save.
And John Stones got injured for City when the assistant kept his flag down. Is there just mass confusion on the laws at the moment around everything?
I think it's difficult. I think the rules are stating one thing. The people in the game want a different thing. VAR intervenes when we're not sure when it's intervening or not, and there's a lot going on. And then they're even on about, as you know, they're on about miking referees. They're about, putting more screen. I don't know, looking at the screen. I can't work it out. Surely the idea is to take it away and give the ref less to do, in a good way, in a positive way. Just let them referee the game. But they keep adding another rule and another layer and another offside thing where we all just sit there going, I have no clue what's going on here. But anyway, we're just got to go with it and just got to hope that you get more, for you, go for you, than against you. But we've certainly had two in the last two games that have clearly gone against us, in my opinion.
Time for a couple more.
Sean, you obviously took Dominic out from the start tonight. Just wondered, was that about kind of keeping him fit?
Yeah, you look at his run of games, the amount of games we've had in December, his past and where he's come from and where he is now, trying to manage that and get him to what I call full total sharpness in the Premier League. Everyone thinks it takes 3 games. It doesn't. It takes a long period. And with all these games, we're having to manage everyone trying anyway. We are stretched a bit, so trying to manage minutes. There's certain people who just keep knocking out the park. Jimmy again tonight, terrific. Taki, terrific. Miko, terrific. Jared, solid again. Dwight, he's put a shift in. Jack Nix has got. Look, there's still some really big things for us, And we're asking a lot of these players, and we're going to ask more, because that's the nature of the game and that's the nature of the fixture list. So we will be asking more, but when we do get a chance to try and protect people and make sure they can be right going forwards, then we've got to do that as well. It's a tough stretch to put on yourself and the players and the staff to find the right decisions of when to and when not to.
Noticed when Abdoulaye Doucouré is not in the team, results tend to dip quite a bit. I think the team's won without him this season or last. Just wondered if you could maybe quantify why you think that is, what he brings to the team.
No, I think he's a very good player, but I think I haven't looked at all the stats and facts of who we've played, but I think Tottenham away and Man City at home are tough games no matter who you're playing and who you're playing with. But I think he's proved himself to be a very, very good player. He scores goals, he affects the side, and he knows when to attack, when to defend. So, it's part of credit to him as well. But I don't think you put only results down to that. You could put it into Jared coming in, Jared not in, Jimmy coming in the middle, not in and all that. You can start playing around with it too much, I think. I don't think it's as simplistic as that.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone. Cheers.